Andreas was serving San Andreas from Blaine County to Los Santos City, with around-the-clock updates of what's happening in your neighborhood and regular crime reports, providing exclusive political content and live-action entertainment. We are Weazel News.
The attempt of my life was not just an attack on me, it was an attack on every law-abiding citizen in this state. I refuse to let the criminals rule this city and dictate how citizens will live their lives. We're not fighting crime, we're trying to build a better future for the state. We want to unite and go against these criminals and show them that they are no longer in power and cannot inflict harm on the everyday citizens of this beautiful, beautiful state.
Very good. Governor, sir. Governor Reginald Highbottom III Jr., do you have a rebuttal to that?
Whereas he wants... No, I do not.
Okay. Very good, sirs. We will move on to our second question. And this question will be addressed to you, Governor. I'm sorry, to you, Deconto. With corruption deeply embedded in the city's political and administrative systems, what is the most effective approach to eliminate it? Through stricter laws and transparency measures, increased accountability within the leadership, or by fostering a culture or integrity and civic engagement among the public?
I believe the government, we need to be more open to the people. Because at the end of the day, we work for the people. It is not vice versa. Under my leadership, I want there to be more openness between the government that is running the state and the people. I want there to be open books. I want there to be an open conversation for anything that may happen. We need to fight this problem of corruption at its root, and that begins with new leadership for this state.
Well, that was phenomenal, sir. You had 5 more seconds. Governor, would you like for me to read the question again, sir?
Yes, if you will.
With corruption deeply embedded in the city's political and administrative systems, what is the most effective approach to eliminate it? Through stricter laws and transparency measures, increased accountability within leadership, or by fostering a culture of integrity and civic engagement among the public?
Well, again, I believe the question you're asking can be used in all of the answers that you have said. It takes a firm understanding that we know what we're doing up here and that we can solve the problems that are afoot. And if we keep solving the problems that are afoot, we'll be able to continue a upward spike on fixing the problems that are at hand.
Very good, sir. Let me see here. Mr. Deconto, do you have a rebuttal to that, sir?
I do have something I would like to respond to.
There you go, sir. You have 15 seconds.
So you say that we need, you were going on and on about fixing this issue, but why have you not fixed the issue in the 4 years that you have had in power?
Okay, sir. Governor, you're more than welcome to rebuttal on that.
In the 4 years that I have been in power, we have dropped crime rate, made sure that things have come when they need. When the police need things, we make sure that they have it. When laws need to be passed, we make sure that they are passed. What you're saying is a smokescreen. We're doing a phenomenal job.
Okay. Mr. Deconto, you good? Or you need another thing you need to say?
Well, you may continue with this.
No, sir. Listen, this is your platform at this moment. You have every right to rebuttal if you have something that you need to say.
Well, fantastic. You say that crime has dropped. It is not. The murder rate is 60% higher than it was before you took office. And you say the people are happy. You do things for the people. How is taxing them harder on their everyday lives more effective in making their lives better?
Governor?
Taxing them is to make sure that funding is brought to all the proper spots. You see, I've been in politics for a while now. You might not understand this, but you need taxes in order to make sure that everything is funded properly.
And what funding would that be? Where are you putting the citizens' money? You're taxing their paychecks, you're taxing the vehicles they have, they're taxing businesses. Where is all this money going towards, and how is that improving the lives of our citizens?
Governor?
It improves their lives when you see what the police are doing. The police, under my command, have enforced higher crime and drug and criminal activities. They have gone after the gangs harder. They have brought drug crimes down by all the arrests they have made under my laws. Under my laws, the weapons are being taken off the street.
All right, I'm going to stop. Governor, I do apologize. That's past your limit right there. I'm going to stop it at this specific moment for this question, because I have another question that is going to kind of answer a lot of the citizens' answers that they've been asking. Governor, this question is for you. How do you plan to support public services such as EMS, police departments, or even towing? Will you increase funding to introduce new opportunities and policies for the departments? If so, how will you do it?
Well, I believe I've already shown this. I fund the police and other entities very well under my strict tax laws, making sure that the people are helping fund the public servants. The public servants that they pay for are doing a great job.
All right, very well. Mr. Deconto.
Our EMS and Sheriff's Department, they are the backbone of our city's safety, and they need real support, not just empty promises. I will increase the funding for better equipment, training, and retention incentives so that we keep experienced first responders on the job. I want to cut these delays, ensuring faster response times, and I want to introduce legal protections so officers and medics can do their jobs without the fear of public retaliation. I plan to have action and not just speak things, as our current governor has with just speaking about funding.
Very good, sir. I do have a question. I would like to follow up with you on that, Mr. Deconto. You clearly stated that you would put it into action when you become, or eventually in the near future, if you are elected governor. What is the first thing that you will enact? And Governor Reginald Highbottom III Jr., I will come to you next, sir.
I'm sorry, my friend. Would you mind repeating the question just one
Absolutely.
more time?
If elected, what is the first thing that you will do for the people of your city?
Well, the first thing that I will do for the people of the city is to increase the jobs, more funding towards businesses, and overall improve the experience that every citizen can have in this city. Mainly due to them not being fearful for their lives anymore, going outside and being scared. That's where the sheriff's department will come in. I want there to be a stronger take on these criminals, these career criminals, these gang members, and those who want to inflict pain upon the citizens of the city.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Highbottom Jr. III, or third junior. When re-elected, and if re-elected, sir, what will you do differently to gain the trust back to your citizens?
You say it as if I've lost the trust of my citizens. My citizens love what
Well, sir, I don't mean to cut you off, sir. I do have a poll here. There's a 64% of individuals in the city that do not trust the way they've been handling the city. So I'm not speaking for myself, sir. I'm speaking for the people of the city. So what exactly, if reelected, will you and what will you do to gain their trust back?
I will be going after. I've heard a lot of thoughts on this. Proposition 208. I plan to expand on Proposition 208 to include other items to the docket in which that proposition has in question. These things that citizens have come specifically to me and talked about. They ask for these things, and I will deliver.
Okay, phenomenal, sir. Thank you. Mr. Deconto, you have a rebuttal, sir.
So your main thing to help the citizens is to enact on Proposition 208. Am I understanding that correctly?
Governor?
That is correct.
So your
Proposition 208.
Your way of just overall helping the betterment of the lives of the citizens in the city is to legalize medical cocaine?
I'd like to expand on that. The citizens of this city have come to me asking to expand on this proposition and include the legalization of methamphetamines.
So you want to legalize meth?
Hold on, sir. Hold on. Gentlemen, let's not get too far ahead from the question that I asked previously. So I'm going to stop it right here on that question alone. All right, Governor, new question. And I'm glad you brought up the drug epidemic that we've all seen in this city. And it's been a massive question, debate that we are having here. A good portion of your citizens, Governor, this question is for you. A good portion of your citizens are curious and they want to know, when it comes to the drugs in the city, will you remove drugs? Will you add drugs? And will you do something about the drug overdoses in the city? And if so, how will you do it?
Well, first of all, the legalization, if we go with Prop 208, and we get the legalization of meth and cocaine in the city, we will be able to help people who need it. These addictions are not problems that need to be solved with more arrests. These addictions need help. If locking them up is the help you think it is, I think you're wrong. Locking them up is doing nothing but making it worse. We need other programs like rehabilitation, not just sending everybody to jail.
Okay, thank you, Governor. I appreciate that. Mr. Deconto, same question.
Well, first of all, drugs are flooding our streets, and my opponent has done nothing to stop it. Nothing at all. We need tougher enforcement against the major people who bring drugs into the city and distribute them across our entire state. We need to also offer rehabilitation programs for the small-time offenders, not the people who are just, going and trying to make by. Due to the taxation laws that he has imposed, they have to resort to these crimes by selling drugs. If someone is caught with a small amount of drugs and wants to turn their life around, they should have a path to rehabilitation. For the dealers who want to push this dirty poison into our streets, we should have no mercy on them.
Very good. Governor, do you have a rebuttal?
I do.
It's
He
your time, sir.
states that I do nothing about the drugs, but I have funded personally. I have donated from the city and from my personal funds to the police department, or specifically gang and drug task force, DUI stops, and more crackdowns on the drugs in the city. To say that I have done nothing is a complete and utter lie. It's fake news. Fake news.
Mr. Deconto.
If they were working like you are so-called saying they are, we wouldn't be seeing overdoses rising and the drugs flooding our streets, especially the quantity of amount of drugs that are flooded on our streets. We need a real plan to stop the flow of narcotics, not just your weak policies that just enable them.
Very good. And I'm glad you brought that up, Mr. Deconto. And the question is for you. How exactly will you stop the flood of drugs and narcotics coming into this city? Hello? Can you say it again, sir? You there?
You all right there, Reginald?
Wait, is the question to me?
No, can you hear me? The question was for Mr. Deconto. How
Oh,
exactly?
I apologize. I thought you said governor. That's my
No,
apology.
no. Mr. Deconto, how exactly will you stop the flood of drugs coming into the city if you are elected governor?
Well, of course, I want to make sure that the law enforcement, task force, I want to implement one specifically for narcotics, dedicated to intercepting these before they hit our streets. This will include strengthening our border, crack down on the major suppliers, and impose the harsher penalties on these traffickers. I also want to invest intelligence operations to dismantle the networks at their source, finding out where these drugs come from and handling them accordingly. I want to also expand our rehabilitation efforts to break the cycle of addiction and crime and pull these normal citizens who are just trying to skate by back into the goodness of the city.
Thank you, sir. All right, Governor, the question is back to you.
The policies he says he will enact are the same policies I've already enacted. I have a drug force. The criminal investigation unit handles it very finely. I've funded it, along with all the other things he said. They're all things I have already enacted or said that I would enact. That being said, I plan to expand upon what I've already done and make sure that we involve other countries and other places to help try to crack down on the drugs that are coming in, as well as legalizing certain drugs so they aren't a problem and are actually seen for the medical benefits in which they possess.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Deconto, you have a rebuttal.
Well, I mean, it's good to know. As you said earlier, you want to legalize cocaine and also meth. So I'm glad that you want to increase the overdoses that are already occurring in the city. But if all the policies and all the things you have done, like you say, that I am also saying, if all those things you would have done, they're not working. So why would we continue to have a failing system, fail the citizens of this city and this state when drugs are a massive issue?
Governor.
You may
Governor.
think the best way to talk about this is slander, but I have done no such thing. You say that I made things worse. But you don't understand. What happens needs to be a slow progress. As saying that I am here to add overdoses to the population is absurd. I'm not here to add overdoses. I'm here so that people can get the proper medication they need. They need this medication, but they need it in the proper doses and the proper regulation so that they do not overdose. The proper regulation that will make sure that they survive when they use the medication in which they need.
Mr. Deconto.
Hey, no, I have nothing to say. It's just, he's repeating himself. Well, he wants to use slander, but did you not slander me in Legion Square just a few days ago? You said you said that you found the microphone and you just
All right,
started
gentlemen,
talking
we're not going to be doing that here. Not while I'm hosting. We're not doing the slander in here. But I appreciate that. I do have another question, Mr. Deconto. You go first on this question, sir. And this is something that's been big for the citizens here. 75% of the citizens asked this question. If the military is financially depleted and lacks essential resources, how do you propose to safeguard your citizens from foreign threats?
Well, we need to fund the military as much as possible to stop these foreign threats. And the way I want to do so is not take the money out of the citizens' pockets, but to tax foreign imports and anything that is coming into our city. We do not need anymore to take money out of the citizens' pockets just to fund our military and all other such organizations. So by doing so, I believe that we can get the military to where it needs to be to stop any foreign or domestic threats.
Okay. Governor? Let me know if you need
the
me.
funding is depleted is absurd. I talk with the military all the time. We make sure they are overly funded. We've actually installed taxes in order to make sure that the military is properly funded. They have hundreds of military vehicles, plenty of weaponry, plenty of ammo, and plenty of money for training. All they need is more recruiting. It is not the governor's job to recruit. It is our job to help fund them. We do fund them in an extraordinary way, and I will continue to fund them in an extraordinary way. If elected, I will actually be tripling the military and the police funding.
Thank you,
well as the medical services will be getting actually a 4 times funding.
4 times funding, Governor. Is that what you said?
For the medical.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Mr. Deconto.
Well, I mean, if he's gonna, what he said, 4 times increase the budget. I mean, where's that money gonna come from? Back from the citizens' pockets? Straight from these smaller businesses? I mean that's where we're already headed. So it's just gonna get even worse.
Governor, you have a rebuttal.
Getting worse. He says getting worse. What are we getting worse on? Our economy is fine. Our funding is fantastic and will continue to grow and continue to skyrocket in amazing, fantastic funding and resources. Everything will be fantastic. The citizens will be happy. The money will be in their pockets. For I am the governor for the people.
Mr. Deconto.
Well, I mean, the money will be in the citizens' pockets until you decide to, as you said, 4 times the amount of funding that goes into these departments. So it will be in their paycheck for just a little bit, and then it'll get taken out.
Governor, rebuttal, you good?
Just because some more funding comes out of their paychecks, the citizens know that they will be safer their health will be taken care of, and everything will be fantastic. I will be talking about a 50% increase in taxes to make sure they have good health care, security, and they will have a good military. Ow!
All right. Now, Mr. Governor, this question is for you, and also we'll go back and forth. Given the importance of public safety, will you commit to maintain constant communication and collaboration with the sheriff of the city to make sure that the department needs exactly what it needs, all times, no questions asked?
As I already do, I like to have my meetings with the sheriff. The sheriff is a good man, and we have great talks about what we can do. I've made many suggestions about DUI stops and other things that can help the city in fantastic, phenomenal ways. I will continue that, if not more. I will start going to him weekly, if not daily, to make sure that the people have a voice in the matters of the PD and make sure that the PD has everything they need to make sure they bring law to the city.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Deconto.
Of course, I've spoken to the sheriff of the Los Santos County Sheriff's Department many times. He's a great man, does a great job. Of course, I want to keep him and, of course, the head of the EMS, the head of the military, all involved in any discussions when it comes on what we can do to better the lives of the citizens of this city. I've already spoke to the sheriff a couple of times on possibilities on how to crack down on crime and how to take illegal, illicit items off of the streets. So will continue to do so when I am in office.
Governor, you have a rebuttal.
I'm also working on a proposal to make a fully automatic, semi-automatic weaponry illegal, such as rifles and other items that criminals use daily, as well as crack down on the drugs, weaponry, and other kind of illicit activities that the criminals do happen to conduct in.
Very good,
Crack
sir.
down on those and making sure that everything that is illegal is taken care of in the appropriate manner and everybody sees their day in court.
Very good. All right, gentlemen. A couple more questions. We'll be out of your hair. Mr. Deconto, in order to revitalize the city and foster a strong sense of community, how would you encourage citizens to actively engage and participate?
Would you mind repeating? You mean actively participate in community?
Yeah. Let me give you an example. You can host car shows, town halls.
Yes. Well, now that I understand the question a little bit more, as I said before, I want the government and the people there to be an open line of communication. I want to host events constantly, hearing their thoughts and ideas of what could be better for them as citizens. Of course, I want to increase the events that go on in this city, such as, I know we have a great movie theater, hosting things there. I want to also increase tourism by, showcasing what our city has to offer. So by doing so, I want to open, a racetrack for the people who in the city who want to race. I want there to be more events of such things where people can do their leisurely items and have fun and feel as this city is something that, or some place they want to stay where they can have fun and they can enjoy themselves.
Thank you. Governor.
Can you repeat the question one more?
Yes, sir. No problem, Governor. In order to revitalize the city and foster a stronger sense of community, how would you encourage citizens to actively engage and participate? An example, would you host car shows, town halls, and etc. to make sure that they participate?
Yes. I would be hosting. I've had some events in mind, such as car shows, car sales, auctions, as you may, as well as scavenger hunts. Things like this would be happening at least weekly, if not daily.
Perfect. Any rebuttal, sir? Mr. Deconto?
No, nothing on
Perfect.
this matter.
Gentlemen, this will be the last question of the night. Let's get ready. Mr. Deconto, you first. Given the growing affordability crisis, will you focus on expanding housing options, implementing price regulations, or introducing public housing to ensure that citizens who cannot afford private homes have access to secure and afford housing? Mr. Deconto.
Well, I apologize, my friend. Would you mind repeating the question? I'm sorry.
Not a problem. Given the growing affordability crisis, will you focus on expanding housing options, implementing price regulations, or introducing public housing to ensure that citizens who cannot afford private homes have access to secure, affordable housing?
Well, I want to offer grants for the first-time home buyers and also incentives for developers to create affordable housing options without any red tape around them. I want the citizen who has the dream of owning a home to be able to do so. The dream of home ownership should be within reach for everyone, not just the wealthy. We also need to think about the taxes as well. They are taxed on everything: your salary, your car, your home, and even the small businesses
Keep your answer long.
are trying to survive. By cutting taxes across the board, eliminating unnecessary, fees, and stopping the government from reaching into the citizen's paycheck and into their pocket. They work hard for their money. They should be able to keep it and be able to afford the things that are necessary to live.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Governor. Would you like me to repeat the question? Oh, you got it.
Yes, sir. The question is simple. The answer, actually, I should say, is simple. More grants and also loan services. Loan services so that people who may not qualify for grants have the opportunity to also take out a loan that they can pay back in time. Not everybody can pay down a house in one payment, but loans they might be able to afford. And loans with small to medium interest rates to help the people of this community get houses and be able to prosper in a way that all want to prosper. Have that American dream. Have that Los Santos dream. Mind you. And under my power, I will make sure that happens.
Thank you, Governor. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now coming to the closing of this debate. For everybody that is watching around the world and is currently here in the stadium, Xander Blaze and Ivan News Network, thank you. Now, we will come to the closing arguments. Mr. Deconto, please, you have 30 to 45 seconds for your closing argument. Go ahead.
San Andreas, this state, it is broken, but we can fix it. Crime is out of control, businesses are struggling, and people are losing faith in their own government. My opponent, he created these problems, but I have the solutions. I'll restore law and order, lower taxes, create more jobs, and bring real opportunity back to the people. The choice is very simple for the citizens. More of the same failed leadership or real change. If you want a safer, stronger, and freer state, then I ask for your vote. Together, we will take back the state of San Andreas.
Very good, Mr. Deconto. We appreciate you being here today. Governor, the same thing. Closing argument, sir. 35 to 45 seconds.
I have been pleased to serve you people for the time that I have. And under my leadership, I will make sure you continue to prosper in a way that is better than you have already prospered. I know that there are griefs under my leadership, and I will do everything I can to change them. I can't promise you everything as the world changes as it is. But I am here to say that I am here for you. I am here for the people. And I am here to make sure that the crime is taken down. The people have money in their pockets, food to feed their family, and a life to even write about. A life to prosper.
Gentlemen, thank you so much. It was an absolute honor to allow me to host this debate. I want to conclude this with one thing. Both of you did a phenomenal job. I think the people here saw and heard exactly what they needed to see and hear. I thank you again, gentlemen, and I wish you nothing but luck. God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
And God bless the United States of America.